where the hunger is, people who know who's hungry and who needs food. So then we set out on a search to find a farm, to find that piece of private property where we could start to put this concept into practice. And it took a long time before we found this. And we knew right away that this is it. It doesn't get any better than this. So to celebrate Ileana'S spirit and to continue the presence of that spirit in the world, we said, yes, this is what we're going to do. We're going to buy this place. So this is really the first step in that quest. There are many other steps to follow, because now we have to plant, and fortunately we have found someone to guide us in that, and that is Mark right over there with his lovely wife Laura. And so he is planting the very first crop. And the vehicle that you see out here in front of the house, that is going to be our mobile chicken coop. The chickens will fertilize it. It doesn't have a floor in it, so the chickens will fertilize the land as we pull the chicken coop across the field, and they will produce eggs. It's a fairly new concept, but I look forward to experimenting with it. We also want to make the farm available to those who want to do something similar. People who want to dedicate something in memory of a loved one, and who would like to do something smaller, not buy a whole farm, but say, okay, what we would like to do is build a greenhouse on this farm, and then that greenhouse will be dedicated to the person we lost. And the produce from that greenhouse will be donated in that person's name. So that way we try to expand and perpetuate this. Now we're going to reveal the name of the farm, and we're going to reveal the logo. But before I do, there's some international participation also. This broadcast is seen by a number of people in a number of European countries, and one of those people is my brother and his wife Didi, and they sent a present for the farm, and they said don't open it until the day of the ceremony. So Rob, here, thank you very much. Here is the present. I don't know what it is. I haven't opened it up. I promise I haven't. It's still wrapped, and I'll tear off the very last wrapper. All right, and there we go. If you can pull it off. Wow. Okay, this is
Here's a note.
Yeah, I know. I see that, but I don't know if I want to read the whole thing, because this is a picture of the very first farm that where I ever visited and worked. This was the farm of my uncle, and as soon as I could walk, we would go and we would quote unquote work on the farm, and then each year thereafter we would go during our school holiday and spend about 2 weeks there and help with mowing and collecting the hay and milking the cows and whatever else. And it was a farm that was entirely run with horses. So Great.
Wonderful.
Oh,
Thank you.
thank you. Maybe you should read it. I mean, it's too
Yeah?
much. But, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'll read this because
Okay.
yeah, I think it's too much for everybody to have to wait for a translation. It's in Dutch. All right. So now we come to we were going to do the naming next, I think, right? Yeah. All right. So now we're going to do the naming of the farm, the official naming of the farm, and to show the logo, to reveal the logo of the farm.
You got it, Brian?
You got it on that side?
Not yet. We'll do it from the other side. Yeah? Yes, sir. I'm still.
Got a little nervous. Okay. Oh, yeah. Oh, it's taped on?
Yeah, it's done. Okay, so this logo is going to appear on everything that the farm produces.
And then I have to let them know.
Okay.
Yes, that really deserves a round of applause, doesn't it? You know, I recognize that the longer that I travel through this life, and I'm sure this might be your realization as well, the longer we travel through this life, we realize that it's not a linear path of binary choices, but really it is a complex web of highs and of lows, of joy and of sorrow. And so I want to invite Fern to come forward now and to do a reading of a work that is going to encapsulate that very thought.
Joy and Sorrow by Khalil Gibran. Your joy is your sorrow unmasked, and the self-same well from which your laughter rises was often filled with your tears. And how else can it be? The deeper the sorrow carves into your being, the more joy you can contain. Is not the cup that holds your wine the very cup that was burned in the potter's oven? And is it not the lute that soothes your spirit, the very wood that was hollowed with knives? When you are joyous, look deep into your heart, and you shall find it is only that which has given you sorrow that is giving you joy. When you are sorrowful, look again in your heart, and you shall see that in truth you are weeping for that which has been your delight. Some of you say joy is greater than sorrow, and others say, nay, sorrow is greater than joy. But I say unto you, they are inseparable. Together you come, and when one sits alone with you at the board, remember that the other is asleep upon a bed. Verily, you are suspended like scales between your sorrow and your joy. Only when you are empty are you at standstill and balance. When the treasure keeper lifts you to weigh his gold, and his silver, need must your joy or your sorrow rise or fall.
I want to mention one more thing. I mean, the applause I just got for the sign was undeserved because I did not design the sign. That was in fact Fern who designed it. So she made it. She made the sign. So she deserved the applause. Thanks.
For those of you who had the privilege of knowing Ileana, then you knew the tremendous joy and generosity that really was the spirit of her life. And it is in that same spirit today that we are offering an opportunity to you to participate in something that is larger than yourselves. It is a communal giving through the living out and through the giving of your time, your energies, your efforts, and even finances into this farm. And as this ceremony draws to a close, we who are gathered here on the farm are invited to participate in a final dedication of Ileana'S life. It is the distribution of Ileana'S ashes on this property, that the spirit in which she lived might be the spirit in which everything grows into life on this farm. Now, friends, this will conclude the live stream portion today. And for those of you who are gathered here, we will invite you to come forward to receive a packet of the most precious thing you have ever held in your life. And then you will be able to walk the course of this farm in a meditative spirit and deposit those ashes wherever you feel led. Following that, you're welcome to come back at your own pace, and we will all have lunch together. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Okay.